Hello my friends, how are you doing? This is Nesto. Thank you for joining me on another video. In this occasion, I want to show you how I am going to apply decals to these Chevy 55 Chevy Gasser. I've already went ahead and gave it a paint job. I think I've shown you in a previous video. I first painted it, of course I primed it, then I painted it silver like this. After the silver I went ahead and used masking tape, or painter's tape, and then masked the design. And this is what it looks like. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply some decals that look like this, if I get it to focus. There you go. So these decals were originally designed for a 55 Chevy Gasser, and of course, most of my decals you can put on any car. These are a little bit too long for these cars, you can see on the rear. Yeah, you can see how the helmet reaches all the way to the corner when it should be right behind the rear wheel right here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started with this. What I have on my table is Microsol and Microset. I am going to be using these right now, and I will be using these afterwards. I'm gonna break this video and then edit it all together. But yeah, there's those two. I have my tweezers right here, helping me grab extremely small decals like this one right here. That little tiny one I will be applying. I also have my X-Acto knife. If you have a brand new blade, it helps a lot. I have a brush, what I'm gonna use to apply the solution onto the car. And I also have my decals that I already went ahead and made. You can see them over there. And I have a plate, or a bowl you could say, with water. Not hot, not cold, kind of warm, room temperature. And let's get started. I'm going to be showing you how I apply one side and then the other side I will probably do off camera. So yeah, as you can see right here, here's my design. I also have a paper towel which will help me absorb excess liquids. So here it is. I will be applying them over here. Hopefully you guys can see. I'll zoom in a little bit more. There it is. Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab my Microset. You gotta be careful with this because I've knocked this over before, and you are very likely to knock it over. So here it is. I'm gonna grab Microset and generously apply it all on the side, as you can see. It's okay if it puddles. Just gotta make sure you have some on there. Also, this will allow your decals to stick a lot better to the car. And also, as soon as you apply them, it might be a little bit hard to move around. So I'm gonna dip my brush in the water and apply some water as well to kind of dilute the solution and not be so strong. Then I'm gonna grab my decal for that side, which is this one. It's printed reversed, and it will be applied like so. So I'm gonna dip it in water right here, you can see. And as I put it in the water, I'm holding it down. I put it facing down, and I am holding it down to prevent it from curling, because they like to curl, and if they curl, it becomes slightly harder to apply. So I dropped it in the water for maybe like 10 seconds. I'm about to get it out with my brush. Here's the decal, and I am going to apply it on the car. gonna slide it on the car. See, I'm grabbing it, then I'm gonna slide it a little bit to the right or left, and you can see it already coming off. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that on the car and continue sliding. You see me? No, probably don't. Right here. You see it's on there. Kind of have to hold it on this side and then pull like so. Wow. And then we can adjust it a little bit, and that's what it looks like. Just gotta, dry the water off, the excess water in solution. So let's do that next. What I like to do is I hold it down like so, then I come back with my towel and pat it dry very gently. Also, I'm going to point something out. Can you see the, yep, there you go, you can see it there. Right here. This decal, part of the decal, this transparent part, I did not cut it before applying it because I will show you how I do it. So once this is a little bit dry and in place, I'm going to go back on here and pat it down a little more. Okay, it's looking good. Now I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife, which is here, right here, and I'm going to hold my car like so, and with the blade I'm going to cut this part of the decal. Hopefully you can see. It's harder to see, I know, I apologize, but here it goes. You see, kind of start at the top and slide it down. And it works a lot better if you use a brand new blade, because usually they get chipped at the tip, and if you use a brand new blade, it cuts like butter. Anyway, you can see, yeah, you can see the decal already cut there. So I'm going to go ahead and fold that inside of the casting, like so. So I'm going to come back with my brush, apply more microset on here, on the inside of the decal and on the inside of the fender. And as you can see, they start to fold inwards. And I can go ahead and help with my finger here. I'm sorry, it's a little blurry. Didn't realize. There it goes. So yeah, kind of fold them inward. And you can also use your brush afterwards. After that, you can come back with your napkin and dry the excess solution. And you should end up with something like this. I got a little bit of a mark here, but you can barely see it. I mean, I'm quite picky, you know, and I like my stuff perfect. But right here, I got a little speck, like a red speck. It is weird. Anywho, what do you guys think? I'm already at 9 minutes, so I'm going to apply the top. Actually, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna apply the other side, and then I'm gonna show you how I do the top. So hang on, guys. Okay, so here it is. This is the side that I did in camera or in video showing you, and here's the other side. It is a little bit lower. You see the stripe, how it curves down a little bit here? I guess it's okay. This one is more straight, and that one's alright. No big deal, it's alright. Then I also have something for the roof. So let's apply some decal solution on the roof. So this nice microset really helps a lot. You guys, if you don't use it, you're slacking. Not only does it make your decals stick better, it also makes them softer and they conform into the crevices of the car. So if you have a big gap, or not big gap, but a big, like a big body line, the decal will, how should I put this? Like that, I think. Yeah, the decal will sink into the crevice of the car or into the body line. So if you don't use that, you will most likely get like an air bubble underneath it. But if you use it, it'll help you a lot. And after that though, I will be showing you how I use Microsol, this one, because this one helps you even better, or even more, I should say. So here is this one. See the decal right here? I'll be sliding it like usual, like so. Sliding it down, making sure that the emblem is in the middle of the car, like so. See, I moved it a little bit with my fingers. I always use my fingers. Some people use Q-tips, use other tools. I like to use my fingers. So right now, I laid the napkin over the car and I held it down with my hand and slightly or carefully peeling it up and making sure it is still on the car, and it is. Now we can see excess of the decal hanging out here and here. And what I usually do, turn the car over, you can see the overhang, and we're gonna grab some microset, apply it here and here. Don't be stingy, and start folding it in. It's not gonna do it right away, but it eventually will. So you do that, and usually it helps a lot when you use your fingers, like I've said before. For some reason, kind of holding it down like that, making it curve a little bit, and then going back here with the microset. Just keep brushing it until it sticks. It will eventually stick. And once it does, and you can pat it down with the napkin and it will be dry. See, that side is done. Let's go on the rear. Sorry about that. Just gotta do this over and over until the decal stays, which just did. Okay, now I'll grab my napkin, make sure not to move the decal, and almost there, a little bit more dry. There it is. There it is. Bro, look at this. I don't know if you guys know, but I like the Dallas Cowboys. So yeah, that's the top. And I was going to add a little bit more of that stripe, on the trunk right here. And I think I will. And I have a couple of more little details to add on the windows. And I'll be showing you. Okay, so I went ahead and let it dry a couple of hours. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Microsol. This smells a little bit differently. So I am dipping my brush into it And then I'm gonna apply it on the roof. And you can see pretty much what I did there. Just brushed it all along, like so. And I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna do the this right here on the rear as well. And with it, you can notice how it becomes softer. As soon as you start applying it on there, you can see how it begins to soften and to sink into the crevices of the car or the body lines. So I'm just going to let this dry like this, and then I'm going to do it on the sides. It dries pretty fast. Okay. So once it dries, I'll do the other side. So I went ahead and also did the sides, and now it is dry, and hopefully I can show you here what I was talking about. Yep, you can see right there in this body line, right up by the Y, by the letter Y. You can see how the decal is completely sunk in the body line, and that's because I applied microsol and then I just let it dry by itself, and slowly the decal forms inside of it. And if it doesn't work in the first pass, you can do it all a little, you can do it, not sure how many more times, but I did it one more time over here because I've noticed that there was a little bit of air underneath it. So I went back with my brush in this little area and I applied the solution, and I try to brush it upwards and downwards to try to push the air out of the decal. And it didn't seem like it did much when I was brushing it, but now that it is dry, you can see the difference. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to let this dry overnight. Tomorrow I'm going to apply clear, and I'll show you what it looks like then. So I wanted to show you here in the daylight what this looks like. It's a little cool today, so I'm gonna have to paint this inside of my garage.
What are you doing?
I'm showing them this car.
Okay. Why was it sent in my shoes? It's a weld.
So yeah, that's what it looks like, and hopefully I will be spraying it today because it's pretty cold.
Dad, I
Yeah.
found my jacket. Found it.
Okay guys, so I went ahead and I sprayed some clear on it about 3 hours ago, you could say. That was 2 coats of clear. I still have to put it back together. I have to detail the base, well not the base, but the interior, because it's all chromed. And nobody likes chromed interiors. I gotta put some detail in the engine bay, the lights, and of course give it some real riders. But yeah, that's so far what it looks like. I'm gonna try to finish it and show you the final result. And here, as you can see, a few months later, once I smashed my thumb, this car has been detailed. I painted the engine bay like I mentioned to you guys. Let me show you. I have not screwed this in yet, but you can see this. Look at the seats. I put a little bit of a traditional Mexican fabric known as sarape. You would find these in a lot of Mexican cars. It's like a sarape or a cobija that they use, you know, traditional Mexican patterns, colors, you can see. And I use that as a seat cover. A lot of people do that in Mexico, you know, to the real cars. And here is the engine bay, as I mentioned. I detailed that. I painted it black and painted this silver, the caps of these reservoirs. I painted the headlights, and that's what it looks like, you know, with the decal on the window right here. It's been clear coated a couple of times, and that's the wheels I decided with. So I gotta screw these down, but other than that, I think it's done. What do you guys think? Let me know. I know this video, I said I was going to edit it down, but I decided just to keep it as is, and it's about 23 minutes long. So if you watched it all at once, you know, I highly appreciate that, but you can also do it in, you know, a couple of sittings, you know, 10 minutes here, 10 minutes there, because I know nobody has 20 minutes just to kill. But I tried to make this, you know, to help you as much as I could, using those 2 solutions, especially Microsol, because I had not used that before, and I started using it, and man, it makes a world of difference. You know, for instance, you know, I just made a video showing you this car right here. I used it on this car, and you can see the decal molding all around the car. Let me point it out with this. You see? Decal conforming all around this. But yes, you guys, thank you so much for your time. I hope I was able to clarify some questions and help you guys come up with much better results when you're installing or applying water slides to your cars. This is Nesto, and you guys have a fantastic day. Peace out, my friends. Go Cowboys! I'm ready for the season to begin. Hell yeah!